These two songs are by Roger Miller from a 1973 Walt Disney movie, Robin Hood. The first one's called Whistle Stop, and the second one is Lally. They are both 1-4-5s. I capo up on the second fret. Everything I say will be relative to the fret, so if I say I'm playing a G, it's going to look like this, even though that's really an A. Whistle stops at the beginning of the movie where the rooster is given the credits of the movie and walking around whistling. In the melodic version, I played in G, playing a G chord, a C chord, and a D chord with an F sharp bass. And it's usually just these four strings, 6, 5, 4, and 3. So you'll have to push down these two frets on the second. The first melody starts on a G chord, and at the very last note is the D with the F sharp bass. And that's where you get the D's on that note. For most of the song, I'm alternating the bass between the 6th and the 4th string. There is a time where you have to use the 4th string as your melody string, and then I alternate between the 6th and the 5th. I also change up my G structure, which I'll show. I play these two single notes and then start with a G alternating bass. And then when I have to use this 4th string as the melody, I put my finger down on the B here to use as my bass. Like this. And then I go back to just a regular 6/4 alternating bass. This last note is a D chord with an F sharp bass, and this A note that you're hitting in the melody is a whole note, so you just continue on with these notes to fill in the extra time, like this. The second part of the melody is and then it goes to the next G, and then up to a C. What you play the D as your melody note, C note with the D melody, you pull off that D and then go back down to the G, D, and G. When playing Whistle Stops, he goes through it several times before the ending, and he just continues on with alternating bass. Starts over. But for the last time, he adds this ending. And this little tag on the end is just an open E and then a D on the second string. And then to the G chord. After that end part, you're already playing in a G, so you continue the G to go into the next song. lally is and the second time around you end in a D note. And slowly, starting with the G bass and then the C, C, G, and starting with the G and then going to the D with the F sharp bass, and there you're ending on the B, and the next time around you end on the D. After the 4 alternating basses, then I go to a G7th chord. And with the chord, with the alternating bass, looks like this. Then I move up to the A7th chord, and then the D chord, and so this A7th and D run looks like this. With the A7th, this is an A7th chord, but since I'm not playing the second string, I don't have to worry about holding that one down, so I really only have to hold down the 2nd fret on the 4th string and the 3rd fret on the 1st string. You're hitting the A and the E as your bass notes. And then to the D. And then it just goes back to the beginning. So altogether, the G7th to C chord and then the A7th to D chord look like this.